Hello, Facebook Live team and everybody watching. It's Dr. Zaino with 15-minute fuel. We're just in 15 minutes a day, or sometimes a little bit longer. We're going to fuel your mind, your body, and your future. All right, when I'm waiting for everybody to get on, once again, thank you so much. We had the feedback from episode 2 of We Are Heroes has been tremendous. Do you know over 11,000 people have seen episode 1, and episode 2 is looking to beat that? So just please share and get it out to people. You know, I mean, if you're a chiropractor, we need your support because we're doing it together. You know, I'm bringing you with me, so just get this out. This is just not doctor health specific. It's a journey on, this is my act 3, you know, on getting in and finding that hero within inside us and giving ourselves permission to go out and be the true authentic thing God created us to be. And also go to @DrZaino and make sure on Facebook, make sure on that fan page so you can get all the latest updates. Make sure you're following me so you get notifications. Also go to Instagram because we're doing huge stuff over there at Instagram. You'll enjoy that. And Snapchat, that's all my fun stuff with the kids. So make sure you're part of that. Twitter, all that good stuff. But please start to follow. Let's create an ongoing conversation and journey in finding our third act and our heroes. So today, I'm going to answer this question. One of you guys had a question for me. I'm going to answer it. But if you're liking this, just let me know where you're from. My mom's here. That's awesome. Brian Hooten's on. Thanks for being here, Brian. My wife's here. George. Yeah, the workout was great, George. George, you look like you were working hard. You know, we did some back today. Jeremy, good to see you. Just hit the like button, hit the thumbs up, show me some love, and thank you. You know what, guys? When you share, that is the greatest... that's the best thing in the world, you know, when you guys share. That means so much to me. You know, all this stuff is 100% contribution. There's no catch. And also, none of it is free. so understand, I just appreciate you sharing. If you could just at least do that, that means the world to myself and my family and the entire team behind me, which is Whitney and the camera team, to be able to bring the messages to you. All right, so here's the question I got today. Or in the shows. Plus your questions, comment and give me some questions because we make the fuels from what you want to hear. The question was great. It says, how do you overcome plateaus and complacency? You know, in a life you hit a plateau and you're stuck or you're complacent, you're comfortable, and sometimes you're, like I say, things are too good to be great. You're kind of in a comfortable place in life or practice. And what is your thought process to keep moving forward at a higher level and not being okay with just being average? All right, so we're going to break that down to several different ways to do that. So this has to do with anybody watching this. This could be your job, your relationships, your finances, your health. So first of all, let's break this down. How do we overcome plateaus? A plateau would be this. You're cruising, right, and you hit a plateau and you're stuck. That's what it is. A plateau means you are stuck. So how do you overcome that? Well, my best way to tell you that is you need to change your vision. All right? Because a lot of times when you have a plateau and you're stuck, that means you got to change your vision and or you have to change what you're doing. Right? Because the result, everything you've been doing, it's always an equation. The things you've been doing, the variables in the equation, get you to the point you're at. Where you are at right this second is a result of the past weeks, months, and even years of doing the same thought process over and over. So if you feel you're stuck, here's the thing. I noticed that when I felt I was stuck, I thought, well, maybe I have to do more of what I'm doing. And for some of you, yeah, you got to do more of what you're doing. But how about when you do more of what you're doing and you're still getting the same stuck result? It's because you have to shift your vision and or change some things around, change a couple of the variables around. Sometimes I notice in order to break through a plateau, I might have to do more. Right? It's up to you, whatever you're doing, or I find that I have to actually do less and take some things away to allow me the capacity to grow forward, whatever that might be in life. Practice for me, health, finances, whatever it may be. So let me tell you about vision, though. When you change your vision, you have to understand that vision is more important than goals. I'll say that again. Your vision is more important than your goal. Because the problem with goals, they're all a mirage. A goal is like almost like that. It seems like it's the top of the mountain, but the issue with the goal is once you reach your goal, what do you automatically do? You look for the other goal. So it's a mirage. Once you reach where you think you want to be, then you have a different perspective and now a different look, a different vision. So if you're at a plateau, I want you to see that plateau as you're at the top of one mountain in your life, the plateau, and now it's a mirage. That's all plateau. It's a mirage. Now you got to shift your vision to something bigger, unique, slightly different. So the vision is more important than the goals, because once you hit the goal, you're just looking for the next goal after that. So you're never satisfied with the goal, but the vision is never quenched. You keep on going for the vision. So change your vision, and remember, your goals are great, but the vision is better. And we talked about the unknowns. See, when you have a vision, you embrace the unknowns along the way. The unknowns will bring you to that vision. The goals you may have to change along the way because of those unknowns that come away. So change your vision to be able to do that. And now I'm going to talk about complacency. Now, complacency is complacency really gets very difficult for middle to upper class, right? Because imagine right now, number one, if you're watching this, none of this applies to you, what I'm about to say, because watch this. If we didn't have this technology, the fact that you're watching me right now, that means you're already in the top 1%. But imagine if you were, if you were sleeping under a bridge right now every night and you were just scrounging around for $1 to buy a hot dog, to eat one hot dog a day, and you were hungry, you were stressed, you were looking for work. Like when you're in that situation, you will do whatever it takes to move forward and get out of that, right? But what happens when things are good, like if you're watching this, your life is great and amazing, and I'm not comparing you to the rest of the world. I mean, the fact that's you're beyond that. I'm just saying right now, compared to America, things are good. And when things are good, the hunger isn't there to move forward, right? So you could get inspired, you could get pumped up, you could get motivated, but things are good, right? You got a roof over your head, you got clothes on your back, you're eating today, things are good. So you don't have that hunger or that drive of survival. So I want you to understand that complacency, when you're at a point and you want to break through complacency and better yourself in your health, your marriage, your business, or your finances, understand when something is threatened, once you start to threaten complacency. Now, complacency is that voice in your head that says, things are good. Don't stretch. Don't risk. Because see, when you put risk in your life, you're going after your true self. When you actually shrink and you don't do it and you're complacent, you're actually feeding the voice that's telling you, take it easy. All right, so actually becoming complacent is a survival mechanism of the body. The body doesn't want to go for uncertainty. It doesn't want to go towards the unknown. It doesn't want to go through the risk of bettering yourself. It wants to stay comfortable. So remember, complacency is a survival mechanism, that voice inside you to keep you safe. Now, anytime an animal is threatened, what happens when an animal is cornered and it's threatened? What's it do? It fights, right? It'll fight, it'll growl. And the same thing happens in your life. So right now, if you feel complacent and you start going towards that goal you want to do or that vision you want to do, or you want to maybe start your own business, your own company, or you want to invest more, or let's say you want to ask that girl out or that guy out and you want to make that next step to marriage, whatever that is. When you want to take that risk, complacency now is being threatened. Your comfort of your flesh is being threatened. When your flesh is threatened, right, it's going to fight back. So that's why so many times when we try to start going, we have all these things that hold us back. Things come up, we procrastinate, we stay comfortable because that inner voice that doesn't want you to move, that inner voice that wants everything to be okay and shrink and contract to survive, complacency wants to survive, so it'll fight. So that's why when you start moving forward, it's going to be very difficult to get that momentum in the beginning, because that part of you that doesn't want to take risk will holler, scream, and fight the whole entire way. So when you feel that resistance, understand all that resistance is that complacency, flesh instinct in your body that wants to keep you down and hold you back. It doesn't want to take the risk. It doesn't want to move forward. And once you realize that, hey, what I'm feeling, that complacency, that's just my body trying to survive and stay comfortable. And when you're able to call it out, then you know what it is and you're able to move forward. So remember, when you want to bust through a plateau, you have to change your vision. When you want to break through complacency, understand complacency is trying to survive. That's the part of your body that wants you to stay where you're at right now, because it's a survival mechanism to be able to go through that. And when it comes to a crisis, everybody here is or midlife crisis. Give me a thumbs up if you ever felt you had a midlife crisis, or give me a heart. And I want to explain to you what that means. There's no such thing really as a midlife crisis. What it actually is a crisis of life. And I'll explain. You could have that feeling in your 20s. You might have had it in your teenage days. You might have it at 40. You might have it at 50. Now, what a crisis of life is, or what we call a midlife crisis, it really is, it's a time of your life where that hero inside is fighting your secret identity. That's what's happening. There's that turmoil. That's what I was telling you. I had this low level depression, this anxiety. What was going on? It's that inner hero that's fighting your secret identity. And what happens is it's easy to become numb. Because when you're numb, you're forcing out, you're pushing out those emotions that you really can't put a name on it. When someone has a crisis, they don't really know what they want in life, but they know what they don't want. So as you become numb and you shut down your emotions, what you're doing is you're shutting down emotions of something you can't explain, and that's holding you back. But thank God that it's so unsettling and it's so obnoxious and anxious and depressing when you're not living your true authentic self. That's such a good thing that you feel that inside, because I'm so glad that you feel that way when you have the hero and your secret identity butting heads. But you have to choose on who's going to win. Now, when you see that crisis of life, you have to understand, when we have a crisis of life, complacency steps in. Why? Because we fear the other side. And I'll tell you why we fear the other side. Because innately, we might fear the genius that we really are. And at the other end of this crisis of life, we may see a part of us, we're at the other end, we may see a part of us that is not who we thought we were. It might even be someone that we didn't even want to be. At the other end of that little crisis of life, when you realize it's going to be the person that you truly were created to be. So that part in your life, when you feel that pull and you can't understand it, that's the true authentic self trying to get through. But sometimes we live in a little bit of fear because we don't know what that person looks like. It's not going to be the person you wanted to be or thought you were, but I tell you what it will be. It was the person you're absolutely 100% created to be. So when you feel plateaus, when you feel complacency, understand that is a survival mechanism that you are so close. You are that far away from breaking through. Embrace the crisis, embrace that feeling, embrace the unknowns, and then step into what you want to do. And you don't have to know what it is, but at least you could say what it isn't. And I could tell you a couple weeks ago exactly what it wasn't that I wanted to continue to do. But as I move forward, it's getting clearer and clearer, this whole hero project and hero journey, what we talked about, the kids, all this things coming around, all this original content is now getting downloaded because I allowed myself to surrender to and embrace that hero inside, to move forward even though there was unknowns. And you could do it too. It's just a choice. And document it so you can be able to see that. So if you're liking this, thumbs up, big heart. So here's a couple things you could do to help you with complacency and plateaus. So sometimes in order to change your vision, because the thing is you've been doing things in your life that you know about or don't know about and getting the same results. That's why you're at a plateau. You're being complacent. So this is where thought leaders come into your life, or apprenticing. What I mean by apprenticing or apprenticeship or thought leaders, now find people that are doing what you would like to do, if you could find what that is, or you know what that is, and when you meet with these people or hire those people or read up on those people or go and work for those people, when you talk to them, they have a different perception and a different outlook, and that will change your vision and your point of view. So you'll see things differently. Because I'll tell you, most of the time it's not working harder, it's changing your perception. And as you see it in a different light, in a different vision, guess what? That plateau, you'll bust through that plateau because you'll see things differently, and you won't be complacent anymore. Because why wouldn't you be complacent? Because now you have the skills to break through, and you understand complacency is just a survival mechanism of the body trying to stay, safe. That's all it is. And so let's go over some questions right now. If you have any questions, please let me know. Hey, Nick, surrender, embrace to the inner hero. Absolutely. My mom's on there. Thank you, Mom, for sharing it. Hey, Kayla, embrace the word. Embrace is the word of the day. Embrace and give yourself permission. I wish I could give you permission, but it's not my job. You got to give yourself permission. And how about this? It's okay to give yourself permission and not know what's on the other side. But if you trust the other, because on the other side, it's not going to be who you think you were, right? Because who I think I am has been molded by school. It's mud. It's the mud we talked about yesterday. It's molded by school and teachers and things I was told, but it wasn't really me, right? So at the other side, it's not who you think you're going to be. It's not even who you want to be. Maybe you think you want to be this person, but The uneasiness, again, thank God for the uneasiness, because it's so great to feel uneasy when you're not living out your true desire. So you should be uneasy about it until you nail it. Dean Peters, good to see you. Hey, Kelly. Hey, Pete. Episode 2 is amazing. Awesome. Hey, Letitia. Thank you so much, all you guys, for being here. Let me see where we're at. Let me get a question. Any questions or comments? Okay, let's see. Great stuff. Thank you for all the guys. Give me some questions. I appreciate you. You're loving it, but I want to be able to give back. I know I'm giving back the best I can, but I want to be able to help you. If you are, okay, if you guys are, I like this. Heather Harrison loves a mirage. That's a great way to see changing vision and unknown and variables. Yes, because, right, how many times have you had a goal and you got there and it disappeared just because you had a different point of view, and now there's another goal? All right, Mary Lee's in. Good to see you. Hey, George. All right, let's see what we got. All right, Heather, good to see you. Lawrence, thanks for being here. Juan. Wow, we have so many people on. Thank you so much. Here we go. Letitia says that's why sometimes making the move to go to a seminar can really shift you. Would you agree? Absolutely. So Letitia saying, like, when you go to a seminar or when you go anywhere to learn, whether it be anything that you're learning or bettering yourself, it's not the direct, I pay money, go to a seminar and I get information. It's when you go there, the unknown connection you make or the different point of view you make. Every time you leave a seminar, I'm like, I'm so glad I went. Not actually, most of the time, it's not even what I learned at the seminar. It's I got to connect with someone, and this opened that door. And then it's like, and that opened that door, and that opened that door, and then I got a different perspective. So it's like, it wasn't even the seminar that helped. It was the process of investing in myself and just letting my body know I am going forward towards my mission and vision, and those connections open up. So that's why I always suggest, always, invest in yourself and move forward. Here we go. One secret destroying complacent is the Zaino chocolate soup. Absolutely, Brian Hooten. That is my chocolate soup. Christy Ussery, where do you get your workout routine from? Do you make it up? Actually, I get it from John Meadows. I hire a thought leader. So I pay somebody I send them pictures every week. So I take pictures and I send them to him every Monday, and he looks at me and he tweaks my diet. So I get my nutritional stuff from there. I mean, I know how to diet, I know how to eat, but he tweaks the things around. And then my workout schedule I get from him too. So I just print it out and do it. And I do that because I want thought leaders. I just rather not even think about it. So I have a thought leader in nutrition and exercise. I have thought leaders in chiropractic, and everything I could think about. I have a round table of thought leaders. My wife says, any steps to remove the mud? Yes, take a shower. All right, yes, Pete Stromback, Mountain Dog, very good. All right, so real quick, thank you guys so much for 15-minute fuel right there. Glad you enjoyed it. If you're watching this and it's not live, just please still put a comment. My wife and I answer 100% of all the comments. Just look at all of them. I answer everything. You direct message me, do whatever you have to do. I answer everything for you. Please hit the share button now. Get it over with, all right? And just really share it and really be able to help people. A lot of people, just think how many people, they feel complacent. They feel that they hit a plateau. And this is something that could shift their vision or direction. And then once they realize that the complacency is a survival mechanism, just like a scared dog. When a dog is scared, when your flesh is threatened because you're about to take yourself to another level, when you go through that change, the body's going to resist, always. It has to, because it's surviving. So the thing is, because the new stage is, there's unknowns, there's uncertainty, and no one likes that. So of course the body's going to fight back. Once you realize it and you understand what's going on, it makes it so much easier, because now you're embracing it. You're not worried about it. And so please comment below. I'll answer all your questions you want. And then my mom says I'm absolutely the best. So there you go. So I'll end on that before I start breaking down. And God bless you guys. We'll see you tomorrow. Tomorrow is, what is it? It's Family Friday. Whitney Zaino will be on there. So put any comments you had right now for Whitney to answer. And she'll be on with me tomorrow at 2 p.m. And then Saturday, we'll probably go over my night routine. Someone want to know my night routine. And Sunday is Sunday. So we'll see you guys soon. Tomorrow, have an amazing day. Remember, episode 3 is going to be open Friday. So tomorrow at noon, episode 3 of We Are Heroes will be released. Watch that. Also share that. And give me your feedback. I want to know if you like it. And that's pretty much it. Have an amazing day. We'll see you soon at 15-minute fuel, where our goal, I exist to give you guys fuel for your mind, your body, and your future. Take care. God bless.